allow me to play a clip for you of from the previous thing that the guy in the White House had said here. I'm
Is that what you call him?
Each of us has the power through our own choices and actions to save American lives and rescue the most vulnerable among us. That's why we really have to do what we all know is right. Since January 29th, we have successfully repatriated over 25,000 Americans from more than 50 countries where they were literally stuck, in some cases locked in. And I salute the incredible public servants at the Department of State as well as their counterparts at DHS and HHS who have played such an important role in doing this. I want every American to be prepared for the hard days that lie ahead. We're going to go through a very tough 2 weeks. And then hopefully, as the experts are predicting, as I think a lot of us are predicting after having studied it so hard, you're going to start seeing some real light at the end of the tunnel. But this is going to be a very painful, very, very painful 2 weeks. Our strength will be tested and our endurance will be tried. But America will answer with love and courage and ironclad resolve.
Our goal over the next 30 days is to ensure the states that you see, the 48 across the bottom, maintain this lower level of new cases with the hope that we don't have significant outbreaks in other states and other metro areas. As we started and we will end with its communities that will do this, there's no magic bullet. There's no magic vaccine or therapy. It's just behaviors. Each of our behaviors translating into something that changes the course of this viral pandemic over the next 30 days.
We lose more here potentially than you lose in world wars as a country. So there's nothing positive, there's nothing great about it, but I want to give people in this country hope.
What did he say? I don't want to get people in this country panicked.
right. He wants to give the country more hope.
More what? Hope?
Yeah.
Um,
Anyone want to comment on that?
I'll let the ladies go first. I talk too much.
No, go ahead. Do your thing.
Honestly, I mean, if he means what he's saying, then that's good. But I mean, I didn't see anything wrong with the fact, except for the fact that he's saying 2 weeks when this is clearly not going to be a 2 week thing.
No.
I think it's safe to say by the time summer breaks out, we'll be fine.
Well,
That's my prediction, but I think that's what's most likely going to be the case.
Yeah.
Eventually, everyone's going to be out of the hospital.
right.
They're going to get.
Because he extended the social distancing, or like what we're doing now, he's extended through April 30th. But and that's another question I also want to find out. Do you think that might change?
It's going to change because it takes about 6 months to a year to make a vaccine for anything. So they have to like study the virus. They're going to have to do experiments on the virus. It's not going to take 1 month for the virus to disappear. Scientifically, or like in the health field, it takes about, like I said, 6 months to a year to make a vaccine. So
I think that if you say the country is going to be on lockdown till June 30th, people aren't going to listen to that. And I have a feeling that they're going to keep extending it 30 days, 30 more days. Like before it was what, April 12th or something like that it was supposed to end.
April 1st.
Yeah.
April 1st, and then he extended it to April 30th.
And he did through April 30th here.
So I have a feeling that it's going to be at least till May 30th, maybe even June, because they're saying that it's going to hit its real big peak in July. And there's still states across the country who don't have any social distance like guidelines at all. Like there's still people who are living their normal lives. So I think it's like 8 states that don't have any social distance guidelines or quarantine, nothing.
Well, I don't know how else to put it here, but I just hope it doesn't affect people's summer, because it's been trending on social media where the summer has been ruined because of COVID-19.
Right.
I feel like I could call it COVID-19/20 because it started December 2019 and now it's heading into 2020, the first part of 2020.
Hmm.
I don't know where we go from here, but we just have to cross our fingers and hope for the best here.
Yeah, I think I mean, if it took that long for anything to get this big, it probably could die down in 3 months because I mean, people correct me, but this is just based on what I've tried to learn and look into. Now, obviously, they say it's not heat resistant because there are parts of the globe that it's in, and they're all tropical areas too. But I think what might help for us maybe is that by summer it'll probably just slow down a little easier because not that it won't die, not that it will die completely, but it will just be a little more slower because um, viruses, from what I remember learning, is that they could stay a while on the surface,
Yeah, they can.
but in certain temperatures of heat, they just don't last as long. But I
Yeah.
think what's going on is because a lot of people are ignoring the policies, I think that's why. Because in Florida, I have family members, and they said that like it's not as a big deal down there right now because it's easy for people to social distance. Now, the spring breakers that showed up and decided to not care, that's different. They're gonna get it because they're like this. So, but they're in a tropical area. So, because traditionally speaking, the peaks are usually spring and fall.
Right.
So summer tends to be when that's a season for the majority of the globe or whatever. However much of the world gets that season, it might actually benefit us. So it might slow it down. I don't know to what extent. I mean, the movie theaters they're not going to release I think half of their movies in the summer anyway. So we can say
Nope.
goodbye to that, but everything else, I think they'll just gradually open things again. I would just like to be able to go somewhere, but I mean, the flights are going to be
Right.
delicious if everyone's like not flying. Because I hear now like it's 5 people on an airplane now. I'm just like, oh, that's going to be heaven if that's the case right now. But
Right.
Well, but we'll have to see what happens because things can take a slow ease here, and we'll have to wait and see and keep our fingers crossed. Okay.